The valley woke in silence. Mist clung to the low fields like forgotten breath, and the first light of dawn touched the mountains with the gentlest of fingers. In the small wooden house near the bend of the stream, old Master Lin poured warm water into a chipped clay bowl and held it in his palms. He did not drink yet. He waited, as he always did, until the steam faded and the bowl cooled in his hands. He said it reminded him that nothing asked to stay warm forever. Even heat, he once told. A traveler likes to rest eventually. Outside, the crows spoke to one another in broken syllables. Inside, Lin listened without reply. He had long ago given up the need to answer every sound. In the stillness of his home, there was no urgency, no plan, and no clock. Only the quiet rhythm of breath and bold. This morning, like many others, he would sweep the stone path. Not because it needed to be swept, but because he liked the sound the broom made against the earth. He would boil rice, then let it cool. He would feed the orange cat who wasn't his, and nod to the clouds whether they came or not. But on this morning, a knock came to the door. Lin opened it and found a woman standing with her hands clenched tightly at her sides. She was dressed in city clothes that did not quite fit the landscape. Her name, she said, was May. Her eyes moved quickly, and her breath was shallow, like she had forgotten how to rest. "I was told," she began, "that you help people." Lin tilted his head. "Do I?" "That's what I heard," she insisted. "That you speak in riddles and make tea, and people leave feeling like things are lighter." The old man smiled faintly. "Sometimes people leave. Sometimes they stay. The tea is real, at least." She didn't laugh. Her face remained tense. "I can't sleep," she said. "I can't think. There's too much in my head. I worry about money, about my parents, about the world, about time running out. Every day feels like I'm drowning a little more." Lin nodded once, slowly. "Then sit. Let us drown together." She stared at him, unsure if he was mocking her. But she stepped inside. He poured her tea. They sat in silence. At first, she fidgeted, cleared her throat, tried to fill the stillness with words. But Lin only drank, then placed his bowl down and waited. Eventually, silence won. After some time he spoke. "The river doesn't hold what passes through it." She blinked. "What?" "Do you think the river is burdened by all it carries?" he asked. "Does it weep for the leaves it takes from the trees, the dust washed from roads, the tears of those who stand at its edge?" "I don't know," she said. "It's just a river." "Exactly," he whispered. May stared into her tea, watching the surface ripple faintly. Outside the window, the wind rustled the reeds by the stream. The sound was soft, like someone exhaling without trying to be heard. "But I'm not a river," she said finally. "I hold on to everything. It piles up inside." Master Lin nodded. "Yes, you are not a river, but maybe your thoughts are. And maybe you keep trying to build a dam." She frowned. "You think I should just let things go?" "No," Lin said. "Not just let them go. Watch them go. There's a difference." She looked up. "When you try to let go," he said, "you often push. You fight. But watching something go ... is different. You do nothing, you notice, you accept. And the thing leaves on its own." May ran her fingers along the rim of the bowl. "That's hard." "Most worthy things are," Lin replied. The next morning, May returned. She had not planned to. Her legs simply walked her back. She found Lin crouched near the garden, speaking softly to a row of onions. Whether or not they answered, May didn't ask. "I had a dream," she said, "that I was carrying a giant jar filled with stones. Each one had a worry etched into it. I couldn't put it down. My arms were shaking. Did the jar break?" Lin asked. She shook her head. "No, but I woke up with my jaw clenched." He dusted his hands. "Let us take a walk." They followed the path along the stream. Lin walked slowly, as though each step deserved full attention. May tried to match his pace, but her own body wanted to move faster. To reach something, they passed a fallen tree, half covered in moss. Lynn stopped and gestured to it. Is the tree still useful? May tilted her head. It's dead. It holds moss, he said. Shelter for bugs. A place for mushrooms to rise. She nodded. So it's not useless. Lynn turned to her. And neither are the things that fall. In you, they become what new things grow from. May didn't answer, not right away. Her breath came slower now. Her eyes took in more than just shapes. They saw stillness between leaves, sunlight playing on water. Why is it, she asked softly, that the world feels quieter out here? Lynn smiled. The world is not quieter, you are. Later that day, back at the house, she found herself watching a droplet of water trace a path down the window. She watched it for nearly 5 minutes before realizing she had not once checked her phone. It had no signal anyway. But that hadn't stopped her yesterday. When Lynn returned from wherever he had wandered, she looked up and asked, "Do you ever worry?" "I do," he said, "but only until the pot boils." May laughed. It came unexpectedly, a small startled sound. The first she had made that wasn't loaded with tension. He looked pleased. See, worry burned away in steam. That night, she sat by the stream long after Lynn had gone to bed. The moon drifted lazily across the sky, not in a hurry to arrive or leave. Her hands were in her lap, not clinging to anything. And when a small leaf floated by, she imagined herself riding on it, not to escape, but to go nowhere in particular. For the first time in weeks, she did not need the world to be different. She simply watched it move. The days stretched like silk. May lost track of them, and Lynn never seemed to count. Each morning began with a bowl of warm water. Each evening ended with the same bowl washed, dried, and returned to its shelf. The rhythm wasn't rigid, but reliable like breath or a path, worn gently into the earth by time itself. One morning, May awoke to the sound of rain tapping on the roof. Lynn was already outside, sweeping the stones beneath the trees, though the water soaked through his sleeves. She stood in the doorway. Why? Sweep when the rain will wash it anyway. Lynn didn't pause. Why eat if you'll be hungry again? She considered that, because hunger returns. He nodded toward the broom. So does dust. The logic was strange, and yet soothing. She stepped outside and took the second broom. For a while, they worked in silence. Rain mingled with the sound of bristles. There was no goal. Just movement. I used to live like a checklist, May said. Every task was part of a larger goal. Finish school, get the job, save enough, build stability. Lynn nodded. And did you? She hesitated. Some, enough to realize I was never really there for any of it. That, he said, is the cost of always being on the next step. They sat beneath the eaves as the rain softened. May felt a strange comfort in her damp clothes, in the fact that nothing needed drying right away. I miss things, she said. People, places, parts of myself. Lynn watched the water drip from the leaves. Then miss them, he replied. She looked at him. That's it? Missing is not a mistake. It's just a breeze through the chest. It comes. It goes. She closed her eyes and let herself miss. Not with judgment, not with clinging. Just as weather, passing through. That afternoon, a boy from a nearby village came running up the path. His sister had fallen ill. Their father had gone for medicine. But the fever was climbing. Lynn packed herbs and cloths without a word and followed the boy. May stayed behind. Hours passed. Evening dipped the world in orange and indigo. She kept glancing down the path, at first with concern, then with awareness, then with stillness. Lynn returned after dark, exhausted but calm. She'd be all right, he said. Like spring after frost. They sat by the lamp, drinking rice water. I thought you'd be worried, she said. I was, he answered. But worry is a tool. Use it briefly, then put it down, May exhaled. I've carried mine like furniture. Then your house must be very crowded. She chuckled again, easier now. Like laughter was rediscovering its own path through her body. Later that night, she sat by the window again. She watched the stars blink into view, one by one. No one told them when to come or go. No clock ruled their shining. They appeared, they faded, and the sky remained whole. For the first time, she wondered if she could be like that not in control of every flicker, but still whole. Asterisk. The next morning, the orange cat finally let May pet him. He'd appeared every day since her arrival, always staying just out of reach. Lynn never called him, never offered anything but presence. He comes when he chooses, he had said once. Like thoughts worth keeping. Now the cat rubbed against May's ankle, then climbed into her lap without ceremony. She didn't move. She simply let it happen. Lynn watched from the doorway. Today, he said, you are empty enough to be filled. She smiled softly. I think I understand. Good, he said. Now forget. The wind played in the tall grass. The stream carried petals from an early blossom. May felt no need to speak. She spent the day gathering herbs with Lynn, not to heal anyone, just to learn their names. The names weren't important, but the attention was. Every leaf had a texture, every root a scent. It was enough to notice when they returned. She cooked rice for them both. Lynn didn't comment on the taste, but he ate all of it. May took it as a high compliment. That evening, she stood by the stream again. I should leave soon, she said. Lynn nodded. The path will still be there, so will the world. I don't know what's changed, she said. I still have the same life waiting. But you, Lynn said, are not the same one returning to it. She let that rest inside her. Not to analyze, but to feel. The stream will carry everything again, she whispered. Yes, Lynn said. Even you. And you don't have to swim. Just notice the drift. She turned toward him. Thank you. For what? For not fixing me. I wouldn't dare, he smiled. You're not broken. Just heavy, now a little lighter. They stood together in the quiet. No revelation cracked the sky. No final truth appeared in the wind. Just stillness. And breath. And the great quiet joy of being nothing but alive. The next day, May left. She did not promise to return. Lynn did. Not ask. The stream moved beside her as she walked, as if escorting her not to the next thing, but through the current moment. Far down the trail, she paused. She turned not to say goodbye, but to witness. Lynn stood by the doorway, sweeping again. The same broom, the same stones. But nothing was the same. Not even the dust.